Everyone throws sawdust away. Here's how to sell it by Who's the Boss.
No matter what you're building in your shop, you're going to have sawdust afterwards. Let's turn it into some going out to eat money. I saw this project a while back, set a few out at my craft booth, and at the end of the day, I was baffled.
The only thing I know about sawdust is that people can use it to grow mushrooms. Otherwise, I have no idea what you would be using sawdust for.
What I was going to throw away made me 48 bucks. I consider scrap wood to be at its final stage of life when it brings my hand toes a little too close to those fast, sharp, spinny things. And that final stage happens to be returning it back to the earth. But sawdust doesn't burn that great. Most people end up throwing it on top of some paint cans to hide them in their trash. That's jail time, by the way.
It's illegal to throw away liquid paint in the trash because it's considered hazardous waste and can seep into groundwater and damage the environment. I didn't know that. I don't think I've ever thrown away liquid paint, like a can of paint. However, the rules for disposal depend entirely on the type of paint and whether it's completely dried out. Okay, yeah, I could see like dried out paint that's just like solid rock. It wouldn't matter. Like you wouldn't get arrested for that. But that's crazy. I don't know how they'd find out. I think that would be like a rare case.
My saucepan and hot plate are built into one, so I can knock this project out in the garage. However, if you want to do it in the comforts of your own home when your wife is not there, there is no mess, there is no odor. Just make sure you are buying a dedicated pot because you're not going to want to make mac and cheese in this later. Unless the pots in your cabinet are lined with Teflon and you're okay with eating and ingesting the C8 that lives inside of that, you probably don't care about eating a little sawdust. First ingredient you need is some sawdust.
You know what I do with pans that I've been told is not okay? I always put water, not always, but a lot of the time I'll put water in it, like cold water, right after I use it to like clean it. I don't know. I've been told that that's not good. It like buckles the pan or something. And then there's like flakes coming off on the bottom of all my pans. I don't know what to believe. That sounds like a conspiracy theory to me.
Probably don't care about eating a little sawdust. First ingredient you need is some sawdust. Take it out of your dust collection system. I'm sure there's some around your miter saw. When I run my planer, I like to keep all those bigger, thicker chips because it does very well for this project. I've also made it out of that little fine dust that sits around the shop. Paraffin wax comes in these hard little blocks. It's how they make candles. It's also the stuff they coat apples in until you buy them from the store. Otherwise, you can use crayons. They sell them in bulk.
Or are we just making like pucks, like resin pucks of sawdust?
Without the wrapper. And I'll go over some pros and cons later on in the video. Then we're gonna crank up the heat to 150 or so, not very high at all. Really, it's on low. What is that? Chicken! No, it is kind of cool.
Oh, isn't that what makes making candles like super dangerous? It could like explode when the wax reaches its flash point. It vaporizes rapidly and could ignite spontaneously, creating a severe fire hazard. Yeah, no, I've heard candle making is like crazy dangerous.
It's like the Rick and Morty garage. Did you guys read this yet? Okay. All right, we got to get moving because this thing's starting to smoke. To cut your paraffin wax, don't saw at it. It's going to take you all day. Just put your knife on there. Give it some light pressure.
Just put the
block on. If this is your first time
no?
making this product, cut about an inch off of the block. Cut them into little 1-inch pieces and throw them into your pot. Pretty soon it'll begin to melt and make this very beautiful little thick liquid. I have a potato masher. I like to just set that on top, kind of swirl it around. I don't like to push down a whole bunch because once that wax gives out and it pushes down, it sprays you with wax. Now it's not that hot, it doesn't hurt.
Oh yeah, I would have burnt myself and probably caused some sort of a fire if I was doing this.
But it gets stuck in your clothes. If you wanted to use old candles or you go to the thrift store, you pick up a whole bunch of used candles for cheap. However, those will have an odor. And you also have to deal with the glass and the wicks. Just a lot easier to buy a block of paraffin wax. I also have this little silicone scraper. It's great for getting into the sides. It has
What are we going to do with it? This is moving kind of slow.
a little flat spot. We'll go over that in just a moment. I can use it to scrape all that wax off of my masher. Once you have a perfectly clear liquid, it has just a little bit of sawdust in it because you've done this before. You're going to take a little handful of sawdust, not much, like this much. You're going to sprinkle it on the top. And then you're going to mix that in.
It looks like ground beef. What are we doing? Well, he hasn't explained what we're doing with it.
What we want to avoid is the need to add additional wax when we can just add a little bit more sawdust. It's the same thing if you're trying to mix up a small batch of concrete. You're going to get it until it kind of looks...
I was going to say like flour, like dough.
Looks like that crumble that goes on top of a pie. Pie. Next, you're going to need some sort of a silicone mold, being a candy mold, candle mold, resin mold. It doesn't really matter what you type in to find them. I'd originally found these. I thought they were going to be small.
Bro, this is going a little slow. Like, I just want to see what you're going to do with it, to be honest.
Do is take a little bit of wax here.
Oh, those little scent things. Dude, those smell so good. I haven't used those in years. But they used to be like $1 each, and it was a great way to like scent your house for a week. I don't know, I just stopped using them.
Kind of just scoop it up and over the side. And then I take this sharpened corner, I just press it into each of the corners. You'll see a little bit of liquid squeeze out.
So he's just making like recycled candles?
That light dusting of sawdust to the top is not a necessary step. However, since these are little fire starters, it does help to ignite the puck, and it dresses them up a little bit. Makes them look like those really fancy, like scented wax warmers. And you'll see the husband will be like looking at a woodworking thing and the wife's disinterested. So she'll wander over here and she'll just pop this thing open. Which rolls me.
Oh, that was aggressive, bro. You just snorted some sawdust. That was downright aggressive. So he's just making little like candles out of, or what do you do with it?
Speaking of fire starters, let's see these babies in action. First test, I also included a crayon because they can burn up to 30 minutes apparently, but the 20-mile-an-hour winds had other plans for that. The paraffin wax produces a much larger flame, and when placed in a low oxygen situation, they perform a little better.
I feel like crayons is not an alternative. Why are we even weighing that as an option? Like, that's so like, there's so much other things in it. I feel like just getting the clear wax makes the most sense. What are we doing?
Now it's time to start selling these so we can be that much closer to being a millionaire. This is the Grimmery. Watch the movie Wicked. Sawdust, 100% free once you've built a couple projects. Containers, for $12.99, I'm getting 50 of them, which takes each one of these down to being only 25 cents.
Okay.
Wax comes in a 1-pound box at $9.99. I have 17 finished little fire starters, so 59 cents per one of these for my wax. Electricity, the cheapest I can go is one.
Bro, down to the wattage of the, come on.
Penny.
We don't need all of that.
17 cents total. Time, wax melting is gonna be the largest amount of time for this. I'm gonna say you could easily get this done between 3 minutes and 4 minutes each one. All you're doing is you're mixing it up and you're scooping it into one of these, and you wait for it to dry.
So this would take like 2 hours is what he's saying.
I'm selling these for $6 each, 2 for $10.
Why? Nobody's gonna buy them for that price.
I was going to say I would not. I just said when they were $1, it was great. Good idea. $2, $3 for the nice ones. Now it's $5, $6. No, thank you. I'd rather just do something else. I'm not going to do that.
Just save you guys the comment. It's a craft show. Everything at craft shows is a little more expensive. If you're selling them online, now you're competing with anything else available online. It's a click of a button. They don't care where they're going. Craft show, they're right there. They're at the booth. They see other stuff. Blah, blah, blah. Which means if you sell all 17 of them, your pure profit is $70.55 up to $87.50.
Yeah, but that's the time to sell them is kind of the big thing here. Like, this is assuming people are just gonna be breaking the place down to sell or to buy these. Like, I just don't think that'll be the case. And you're gonna oversaturate it just by
You do with your sawdust.
bring attention to it like this. Okay, I thought it was good. I think, bro, you could honestly just get a whole bunch of it and then sell it to a like a farm that grows mushrooms. Well, maybe they can get it like really cheap, like wholesale or something. I don't know. Good idea. I don't know if it would be like replicatable or practical. But no, that was a good video.